warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mwagana mzako wasuzote ya mtawgali katia. Era ibitambula gitya kwenda tobera ku Quest TV atobera ku dilo lyo ku mulimu go abantu kubera ku Facebook YouTube mwina bebaza okwandi musabula ni mwaga mukugoberera tati katage manya program the sharp talk no kwa tu sedda leyo anekane kanye mujyozi kwa express nameze era tugera tumire ensonga ezikoze amawulire okulaba ati no waliwo tumanyi tukyali mu kukungubaga olwo okuvirwako speaker wa Afrika Mugenzi Jacob naye ebyavudde mu nyumba enkulu eyo parliament bagamba nti ensimbi zayisibwa okubanzira kwansi kola mu kuteekateeka okubanzi zikola ku mukolo okubanti kumusibula ate tebazirabako ministry ya finance eyogeza birimi sente bazirabako wamu n'okubanga ate mugezi mu kubanti tokota mu Kongo ibonagana kyafuse bonagana abakongo bangi badukidde nga bayingira Uganda ogamba nti wabadde occupation shujja yegenda okubanti kuba okubanti aba ADF ate M23 yasituse so twebuuza bina kwerawa kanti omukulu aberenga atunyonola ensonga zino era zitulambike nga zino okuba tizibira naye era nyobe banti bebaza bina bagana kabasira bacha abatandise okuba nti musiiba omwezi gwa Ramadhan samungu aberenga bampi nsoti banti mwetaaga ayina ngimbasaba munsabireko nsobola okuba nti zisuuka nyotandike nawe okuba nti mbekera okuba nti omwezi gwa Ramadhan nange muze Tamale era express
abamuwulire mwino obuso we are trained to help other people. If somebody else was sick like you, it would be happy. As you fight for others, from 7 to give them money, you don't say generalities. When you fight, may I tell you, a business and news are different.
Yes.
A man came here, floated the shares, MTA, you supported him. Where has he invested this money? After collecting the money, then he rated the shares. Nenga muguze gafula.
Abantu bashiyingidde.
Bashiyingidde. Yes. Okay. Nenga akutte birango byokka. Calculate. This is a gullible society.
Yep.
Even if bayina asimenye katimu yabwe yosemanyi, where does this man going to invest? He is collecting money from Uganda.
From Ugandans.
When you see government tuyina tuzita treasury bills.
Yes.
Instead of printing currency, the government goes back to the public. Netunda treasury
bills. Yes.
Ekyo bula sente za Museveni zawa abantu zigenda mu treasury bills. Timusajja ate Museveni awabadde abantu 30 billion sitwale mu treasury bills za nnaku 9. You get almost the same amount of
money. Yeah.
Nalyoka abatambuza.
Sende mzee Tamale said president wagamba nti omuntu akuwadde
sse. Yes.
Nosoko otambula emyezi ng'etaano emeka.
Baba situtuma abenne
baba kyazozaamu.
Bamakubuya. Balanga okupinda. Ewali Freedom Square, Freedom City. Ne bagamba tibuli asaba okutumuweewaawo ayina okuledda $5
5.
Naye tujja kusumulula mu nnaku 9. The Makubuyas were using this money.
Okay.
After opening, n'atafunye tulimuweewalala. That's why the Makubuyas are rich.
Sende wale mazo zikola ki?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why the Makubuyas are rich. When I came to Kampala in 1978, we found boxes of national lottery. Waliwo akalulu ka government to get money from the public, not to print currency. Because the printing currency, you also pay money.
Yeah.
Okay. Sudir ye yakola akalulu one premier ne bakamubako ne baleeta loto. Loto ne gwanga babbi. Tewali yajja mu Kampala n'atasangamu bakuŋŋaanyanga abantu 8, 6, figa 6. Buli mulo alondamu emu ng'eyo yewangu buno bubbi. Kakati unless you address this issue of modern safety, nasoma modern safety mu institution. Nasomera propaganda.
Okay.
One of the best institutions. They smuggled me out of Uganda. Nga n'emyaka 16.
Bakutulate mutebategedde mu kibakula kimpukumpu.
Government y'Obote twakwata ttiimu ne Ssekabembe ey'omupiira ey'abaddusi ne tugitwala mu Israel. Wiiki ezi
biri
ng'opote tamanyi gavumenti ya Uganda
mwayitawa
anti passport ya Uganda yaliko except South Africa and Israel kati nga tebakoonamu. We stayed in Israel for 2 weeks to participate in a tournament and we came back safely.
Gatiyaba kuyo ku mukono.
Anti basoma intelligence.
The
only person who can liberate this intelligence is Kisembo.
Kisembo choyo.
Ono gwe batwala mu sayidi. Ate bali wadde Yesu. Another effective intelligence organization is ESO. Anti tebeera anti yuyu ebweru. Every first secretary in your embassy is a member of ESO. Mu mawanga agategekate bakima beewaabwe bobi wabaawo omulimu bakima beewaabwe. Incompetence.
Never chonona.
So that's one. Okay. Two, they lack people who can explain public relations.
Public relations.
But it's a way not competence. Because where does death follow? Okufa kwolanya. Was it budgeted for in the budget? In
the budget.
Tiyajja kufa. Ekitegeeza kyaligenze mu disaster preparedness.
Yes.
But in disaster preparedness, they say, because of their experience in the bush, NRM does not believe in storing resources. Disaster preparedness stay in a budget. What it does, when an incident happens, budget sent the ministries and disaster.
That's
why
stay in a budget.
A government that encourages the people to keep food does not have a silo. Teyina silo za muntu.
Your government.
I mean, yeyina fuel storage for 6 months. A ginger. The Tanzanians raided and attacked it, but we had reserves. Which country does not have reserves? Uganda. Why? Because of their experience. But in the bush, we are not running a government.
Who is to blame for all this?
Anti nkubuulira nti tebaayawula gavumenti nansiko nti tubadde mu covid nga tuli mu sikasite naye when it comes endongo evuga ekitegeeza you plan for the two teginsa etalina reserves except Uganda and walandirocked. Kakati today sente bazijjewa
ezokuziika kuwalanya.
Where do you get the budget?
That's when it's from 2.5 billion.
Kubanga Museveni adumitinga sente. If Museveni calls today, abantu beyawa sente n'abasuubiza mu 8 sibasasule nalweso n'abasasula.
Bangi nnyo.
Many.
Bangi ababanja.
Yes. Era bakuga nti Museveni alina ebbaluwa 2 eya yero n'eya bbulu. Emu tesasula abaakulimbi.
Bwakwe. Alina ebbaluwa 2.
They solved the crisis. Kasimu Nakibinge, dokita, yalina ettaka linga likawempe kuli police station. Liizi neggwako. N'abagamba mugirinyoonya ntugirinyoonya. Njagala miliyoni 600. N'atuma abasajja be mu State House. Ne basisinkana president. N'aga ssente z'omuzimuwe. Teyazifuna. Nakibinge n'agenda ebutambala ku mukolo n'atikkira Besigye enkuufiira. I went to Nakibinge. Ne mugamba, why did you do it? Nakibinge n'aŋŋamba Museveni yannimba.
Sente zange myono.
Bwe nagenda mu finance baŋŋamba yali akulimba olaba ebbaluwa eno. Ebbaluwa ya bbulu tesasula naye eya yero tesasula. Simanyi eya bbulu tesasula. Nakibinge told him. Museveni yannimba ekyokubiri Nakibinge kye yaŋŋamba what if he slots me nga nange ambuuzaako kuba aradisi bagenda okulonda nange nenondayo basajja bange ne bamanya nze mbawadde. I went back to State House nebagamba mumanyi lwaki Nakibinge yatikkidde Besigye enkuufiira yatandika okwogera babobi banibo Besigye n'agenda ewa kakungulu manyi power mu Uganda eva wa kakungulu even Museveni yava wa kakungulu okulwana even Amin yajija wa kakungulu
Mono mu Uganda
yes
power eva wa kakungulu
emikisa gya power giri wa kakungulu pozono ya jono
okay
nimbaga mumanyi omusajja bali abasajja bo mu finance bamugamba oba yatumanyisa lukwabo abasajja bo mu finance ne kamuga nti oli popular no laba lwa bulimba musebe lwa kuwa popular luno bali lwa pulo bali lwa yero abakulimbi nibaga bandanga nigena museta musinimbaga tikakungula obunyivu bwayina obutikula besije enkufiira mwamulimba bali abasajja ba finance bamugamba yeka kungulu president yali agala okuwa muganda e Kalifani yagala muyingiza amagye n'agamba ne bamuwa obwambasade ettaka n'abuganda kati ate bamala obuga banaakomawo nga babugabye dda nembagamba ne baganda obunyiivu bwa kakungulu buba ku kintu
sente ze
kumwamudde the president directed kakungulu to be paid his money in many cases people don't give me but kakungulu sent the rate katongole nandetera obukadde butaano
alhamdulillah
yes kakungulu gave me money
kirungi nnyo
kuba nali mukoledde ki
omulimu
kakati nkubuuza sente zoolanya zivaawa amaziika goolanya
sente zivaawa
gaali badde mu disaster preparedness teziriiyo ate bw'olaba bazisibye baagala ziryako baba baagala kutemako bwe balina bwe bataliyo bakinjaje bwe balina babba buli kamu nemabugo babbiramu
sente zisooka kufuna 2.5 billion ziza ku 1.8 basi Uganda tekati ziri 1.2 nayo ndi 1.2 tena okulabibwekako
that's why they deal with the opposition people than we tinze nina capacity tegeera zebampadde tebampa naye opposition ye bwe bamuwa kusaasira ye bamubba anti public egamba kabakubbe yes bakimanyi yes ti omukazi omufumbo bwomutwala muloje n'omukuulirayo tala ya nduulu but malaya akwata
ettaayi
yes
kituufu
a married woman if he is cheated in a lodge keeps quiet because if you make a noise akugamba mu mutima mulungi that's their strategy. They give opposition people money less. Why? When they agitate, the public will say bakubbe kati faza nagenda agula condom mu pharmacy ezitamutuuka ayinza okulekana nga akomawo nti mwansi are you supposed to use condoms so they know blackmail kakati twebuuze where does Olanya's money come from? It is only in Uganda where a man donated a coffin to a person who died later and was not arrested. You put only a
coffin?
Yes. Karate your explanation is death. Do we provide the money for death? Somebody rang me early morning. Kayanja is seriously sick. Ali mu Victoria Hotel, ali mu Victoria Clinic, wa hospital.
Kayanja, which Kayanja you talking about?
Jeno Kayanja.
Jeno Kayanja.
Atenga na muyamba. Kayanja fought to me, but me am different. Kayanja ya bamu obutwa. Babamu wadde ba family. Kayanja nagala bamutwale bamujjanja. President assembled a team of doctors. They said Kayanja tiyetaka kutwala bweru is going to die. The young woman, the permanent secretary of defense, said, can I transport a corpse twice? Yes. Mama wa Kayanja nantuukirira. Genda ogambe mukama wo nazaala omwana ogwo nange njagala afiireko ebweru nga bamayombo. This was a verdict from Biengoma. A man called Murowoza raised 30 million, took Kayanja for in America for treatment. But what transpired between Kayanja and Murowoza, abana bebe bali byogera.
Sibyangu.
Yes,
je tutambulira mu sawa zino.
Where do you get this money for burial?
For burial.
Because you cannot have parliament. Because government money, Chola Museveni bamukuba. Bakola National Task Force. Why? The National Task Force was Museveni's initiative. It is not audited. The auditor of this money is Museveni. Chola bazi bazona.
There was a twala.
Bali makwata webali. Bakalolo kolutu webali. They will be arrested in the future. Chebakola Museveni. Money that is accounted for, that must be investigated and probed by the Auditor General, must originate from government.
From government, yes.
Even Chogam, money does not originate from
government.
That they knew. But in fact, Baja Kubakwata. Baja Kuba's a motor by the master.
What about the
Kalolo could be arrested in the future to testify and the Katonga Emmanuel. Bakugama, Twaguze, the Tugule Yuma. If it is Stinga, immediately, come again, where the machine. You will be arrested in the future. You will answer in the future.
What okubagana empa okubaddeo nga bamutambagamba nti ababaka baba mu acholi kibalina kuba nti baweebwa ensimbi omukolo gw'okuziika ensimbi zaaki?
Are we having a death in Uganda for the first time?
No.
When Apollon Sibambi died, did Uganda MPs get money?
No.
When Kiseka died, did Uganda MPs get money?
No.
Is it the first time we are having a death? May I say it? Put it in the Constitution that when somebody dies of this rank, must be receive this. But no dealer namaganda, no mukubile mizinga abiri mugumu opposition. How many bush abali munseko bokikoledde? Because there is no criteria. There is no criteria. It depends on the mood of the narration. And who should get and who should not get. A country cannot be governed on the mood of somebody. You must know. That's why the president promoted this man, Gamazokufa, to enable him to get his entitlements as a full general.
As a full general.
That was the intention.
Okay.
When we retire, Abajaz, do they get the same amount of money?
No.
Do they get the same amount of salaries?
No.
A contract, I'm not a civil servant. I'm not a pensionable.
Okay.
Abana bange tebagenda genda mu State House basabeyo nti kitaffe yakolawo ne myaka 14 bababuuza what was his entitlement nti mudidde abantu be mwali kulitinga nga covid yatta abantu ne mubaleeta kati covid takyatta mubasigale an editorial New Vision, because New Vision is headed by a reporter, not a manager. Kakati bakole watch. Bakole watch. Kati we are two here. Abaliwa. Because the program is intended for two people.
For two people.
Exactly. When NRA mobilized, it is demobilized. Kati there was anti-Ukule immobilizes everybody. After the war, all of these people are going to be in the army.
No.
Editor, the title, editor. You mobilize the people. Why? You reserve force. When reserve force is called, it means the situation has gone beyond. You need the reserves. When do you call the reserves in peaceful times? When you call the editorial on New Vision, because he's a reporter. He's a reporter. Inflated the report.
Mzee Tamale, argument yaba bakavano ava mu Acholi.
Yes.
Olanya deserves a state burial. What do we call a state burial?
A state burial and everything. But why do you give them money? But until what of Butan. To do what? Do you know what you see, for us. Bw'obanga oyagala okutegeera abategeevu n'abatalina magezi, get a crisis. Emmotoka bw'eremera ku kaseerezi mugifukemu, abakazi muddeko ebbali mufukemu bucupa. kozi bono na machi emipira mifu si fo kurudiyo why do you kubanga bagenda ne bakosa amawuli abasiru what am I entitled to in State House?
Yes,
I'm paying wabogo yajja wa mafuta nitaga nagoba nacho nagoba kataka ndibe bampasente failed is complaining nagano kola. Have you ever seen me in a president's office demanding for medical care? I know wagano kola, you are not entitled to this.
Wagano
I'm knowledgeable. Somebody will ask me, under which account should I give you medical care? You refuse to work. Every advisor, when he attends the function, have I ever claimed it?
Because you don't attend the function.
Yes. Senior centers are in India. Kasimu. But can get mafuta. Why? I refuse to work. Under which account should I claim? Buzareki. Muganda will ask you Buzareki. Ti mwanye nkoko yoruwombo mwanye yeso wan ayemuko hiya
osaboro wombo
eche chibalema to explain ti what does a state funeral mean?
Yes,
kakati bakoze bala DC kosogonyo yadiyanga bala DC n'abateekamu na musobe nagoba omusajja bamuyita Kaguta nga bya abantu abyetta
yali mu ofisi eno
Kasagama namuteka mu ofisi kuba ttaka kati Kasagama bagobyemu ababetana kitegeera tiatemba nyonyi Kasagama akuba mukazi mbusimanyi 40 districts were coming from your area when you were a minister. Is it in you now?
No.
Yes, Kasagama you are heading to Hague. Once you attack, no inciting Wabogo, and take a inciting, Kekakolachi, fight of Bond, no Batumuhos, they are jungle or room. Kakati, these people, that's where they do.
Yep.
Until you must know what are your requirements.
Yes.
What do we mean by
state funeral?
In fact, bagambye nti tukungubaga bendera ziriwa bazitwaliwa bwe ne bazaalira abaana baabwe. Every time we must buy new flags. Where are the flags? They must be new. Every time bwe tugenda mu election obulobo bwe tusuulamu obutwala ne babukamiramu amata. Emmotoka zezawani buli gundi bagamba emmotoka za piti ezikola mu kyoga. Why? Ziri enkuyege zazi. But when you go to Ethiopia, motoka ezo ezasera sigi eziri
engege zali emmotoka.
Yes. After here, basibala ne basirika for another function. Do families buy new plates and cups and glasses every time you have a function?
Buli tumala okulya yidi mutugule sowaani empya.
How? You store them.
Bwekiri.
Yes. Buli kintu kyonna bakibbiramu buli kintu kyonna bakibbiramu kakati nga kana akafeketeka omu Kampala buli mwana wa boda emitwalo enamukebera omuntu gwe nanda we yatujja zitonda muzisasule okasajja kono kakwatibwe nagambye akasajja ko nti nja kakuba nkajje mu Kampala. A coffin cannot make a complete with a grave. I'm a coffin bya bangi ndamira babuuza Kabuli tini mwenyina wa nabbi onaamumira Kabuli yagamba etya
tinja
mumuliiti
babuuza
Kabuli mwenyina wa nabbi afudde naye naye naamumira Kabuli yaddamu ki
alhamdulillah mumuleete
yagamba etya
mumuleete
naye mumumira Kabuli terina gwetamira Kabuli kusajja gwe okutawanya ababoda oteeka crisis mu Kampala mbumbakebera mitwe ayo medical doctor kusajja ku Museveni n'atakagoba katugobera mu kibuga oyo ye mugobi n'agenda n'ennagisiye agitwala eyumbe because these people are creating instability in Kampala.
Basooka twebuuze Mzee Tamale basooka beebuuze lwaki abantu bavuga boda ki ekivuddeko abantu bayingira
boda is not a business good. Let me tell you bw'osoma transport tebamusoma naye soma transport Katumba bw'amayi and Katumba bw'alaze oti gwe kana akafekiti akafekete kano kakolokana ne kusagama kasagama yebuli wabbaleka wennagisi ngewunya minister ajiremeramu chovala balwanira bwala this how let us produce a list of other DC during Kasagama's time and this woman's time yalese bawe yalese ani is it the first time even if mumucha ine chemwogera kogwe mu morale anide mutalise
buli watu waleta yes
nabanja alese babe olanya alese babe deputy alese babe ani alese babe because of the prison scare
chitufu
yes kati ekyo kyogera kasagama bakugiddemu baala disiibo kasagama wagoba baala disi bakintu sekabanja baani abaali bakolera Museveni ng'okolera Mbabazi kasagama tayo omuntu omu bakutte ne kitaawo bamutte ejjogeri kuggwe mu mutwe. These people must be told in their faces.
What kyatugamba ku nsonga lwaki boda weeziri?
Boda has never been a means of transport.
Yeah.
That's why owa boda talina passenger wakwata. Boda is for gundi kweyagala. In fact, under transport rules, a boda eteekako ettaala ng'etambula. So that you know that it is a moving object, a motorized object. Boda bwe baba givuga tebera ku luguudo ku side yemu kubanga namba zaayo reflector tezirabika. Yes.
Okay.
A boda is a result of a distortion in the economy. You have failed to give, you separate the boda to these people. Never been okawuma tutu kali mukanvula akafungula ndiga bakeyambisa okubba abantu.
Bukibanga ne gavumenti imegaba boda boda.
Boda is a distortion. It means kakati nga bwolaba mu Uganda. When you see people drinking in a bar, nga bakozesa ecupa ya beer nga aliira bwe is a Uganda. Girasi bazibba.
Baba kwesa chupa
omuze gwokunywera ku chupa buli mu Uganda mwokka. And when you are in Europe, they bring you a bottle of beer, you start sipping the chupa yenyini, they laugh at you.
Onakunywa ku glass.
This is a Ugandan practice. Why? A glass bazibba bagenda nazo mu kooti. Yes,
kiri Uganda
ate basoma ki tebasoma kulia obusoma n'obujozi bye bibasudde. I'm telling you not to listen to expert advice.
Tumaliza ensonga ya Jacob omukolo guno gwali gukwatibwa gutya ensonga
ya twaligeze mu disaster preparedness.
Yes.
Because you can do budget for somebody's death. Kati Ministry of Finance ekubuuza on which budget.
Yes. Era kyebababuuzizza.
Ministry of Finance omugezi akubuuza nzijjewa.
Sente ziveewo.
Parliament mumuziinamu ez'okutegekera afudde. But when you go to Europe and you go to newspapers, obituaries baziwandiikadde. Bw'ogenda ku embassy zonna eziri important, my profile is there. Bw'olowooza nti awangudde mu kalulu bamwogera omuntu awangudde mu kalulu baba babijjeewo. Obituaries are there.
Okay.
This man was born, Mirundi was born in 1958 at Kalakala village. Was educated in this school. Mubeera nayo. N'amawulire agali organized mubeera ne obituary. You just add on when he has died. But an organized one. Kakati mwalibadde muyinayo. Nti konti temugiyita funeral. Yes, even if you call it a funeral. Kati the argument is which mwagamba to when there is a disaster tujjayo allocated money. Bajja kujonagenda mu ministry gabaga ezaffe
zaaweddewo.
Yes. N'ogamba nti amasomero ge wateekamu ssente gakuloosinze 2 weeks ssente bwanzi. It exposes to many. You don't know how to steal. How? Nti amafuta nsooka kubuuza drive agatwala Masaka gali amu nenteekamu adiiso ate tuketie Masaka neetadda. How? Nitugaa ntwaguze plates ez'emmere mu hoteri tusugira abantu bameka 6 ne bajjana nensasula zonna. These are not thieves. These are just arrogant fellows who will be arrested in a future government. A thief must be intelligent to cover his footmarks. That's why you find problems with us. We know the future. I know the future. There is no rise and rise and rise.
It is a rise and
fall. Mbasabira Katonda. Babireko mu government etali yasezaala waabwe. That's my prayer.
Okay.
But Kolibiri yina agamba nti ye bamusasudde ssente awoleza aboogani ezange n'agamba ntoziwaayo. Nze nkusabira Katonda n'ekiwanuka nono njoze nnyo emyaka 8. When you will be in a government, omwana alina okumanya maama wange antiitiibya. But what happens when I fall into the hands of a stepmom? Bw'oba tokiina.
Mzee Tamale nga tugenda okuba tugenda mu kuwummula njala waliwo obuzibu.
Omanyi ekinyabazizza gondi yano?
Aha.
Ndiwo express. Ndi namba mmeka?
Namba 7.
Mu express.
Ninga gwe wagukuba mu
express. Naye gondi express yawasizza former. Naganya ogenda ku mbaga ye. Iranga even ati nina gwe saagala kusangayo.
Ani.
Nina gwe tuyinza okubaganirawo obudde ne bukya. That's me. You invite me, but you see, when you invite me to a party, you have your people. My position, the right I have is not to attend. But for you, I have friends. But if I invite, I have a right to eliminate certain people. Nategeera nina gwe tujja okukubaganira yo alina okujja ku mbaga baga n'embaga njono
mutegedde oyo
ne bampita ekyankwanzi nenfuna information nga mbawulira boobe twagenda okujja nino gye denouncing the tapes asalanjayo wamasi nalimba singa temuliiwo olwaleero singa otolwa obukuleini tunulabi 10 bafu 5 bagendedde ku bisago ekyokulya munaliri bamazeewa
Mzee Tamale nga wadde yogera ku nsonga y'obubbi ogenda nti abantu tebamanyi kubba waliwo obuzibu obuli e Karamojja obubbi bwe tebufuuse obubbi nga bagamba ne EPDF implicated.
No, it's not true. That's not true.
Yes.
These people don't know how they fight. Nabagamba there is no Pokoto man who could raid Guti's farm. Namala kenda kusatu. Ne bamufumbira emmere. There is no Pokoto man who could raid Gundi from yono mukazi Omukalamoja DPP.
Abodo.
How is it that after the change of leadership in the land forces, all these things are happening? They want to undermine. And this is how Museveni loses the people. Bakolera akabadina goba. Kati bagala gobe mutabani.
Karamojja nacha
muhozi. Yes.
How sure are you?
I'm telling you, bakuba muhozi. And that's how the Banyankole fight. They are malicious.
Okay.
Karamojja land forces. What has changed the balance? Yabadde tandanjange Karamojja wali peaceful. Museveni successfully disarmed the Karamojja.
Yes.
And because it's land forces, ate babala before. Don't allow him to celebrate his birthday. What has he done? Because he's going to eliminate success. Naye Banyankole mulimu fitina. Olaba mujikola nze nabasonyiwa. Olaba mujikola nemmobo nyimiro gyekolako. Nimukwata omusajja mwemulago nemusanga jjo mumpale nyimpi nga yekukumye mutoyi. Atalina kyabakoze kubagobyemu A+ etira abantu mu Gundi. Nabatya. Nze nabasonyiwa. When you say woman battling her biological kid, then you know. Tomuvunana. Bwemuba muze nemusanga ng'omukazi akuba omwana we kakati mumubuuza kyakola ani
step daughter bwe kiri
muwozi bamukubye ne mu ssomero mwe yasomera ekisubi ne baga nti bahomo
bwe kiri
banywa enjaga ne bamulumba. Let me tell you, you are stupid. This was just stupid. At one time ADF invaded Uganda and captured Mpondwe, occupied Mpondwe for 4 days. Why? Bashir had told them to capture Kasese and the airport about dropping ebyokulwanyisa. Museveni got his AK-47 and he released Jet Mwebaze from prison where Mugisha Muntu had put him for killing people in National Park and confiscated their trailer of coffee. Are we seeing this for the first time? I told you that the person who ordered the banning of Chichwamba was in UPDF. Benz. There was the attack on Chichwamba. There was a division commander's meeting in Kampala. The army has the record. And it was the division commander. The division commander was Angina. Angina was called to Kampala, survived the 4 ambushes made by who? By ADF. Immediately, Chichwamba was banned. This man was put on Katebe. It took the intervention of Wakababulu because the man, Yawasam Chirama's sister, Yabakubanyo, Nimita Nimugagwangina, Nibono Soma, Nibono Fulum locally. These people hate you. When they hate you, they hate you. Don't kill our army. Nenga. Tabia ngato. Chirumira. Ready to win Ayamba Chirumira. Humiliating a man who is one rank to him.
Wow.
I know your systems analysis. I was in the State House for 14 years at the command center. I analyzed their system. So they are afraid to defeat me. I know how they fight.
It is just Mali.
Yes. How does the attack coincide with the admission of Congo in the African community? How does the attack coincide with the Muhoz's birthday? Nemujja kwewamba
katugenda tumulemu
mujja kwewamba
today
obusuma bw'ekife efitina mujja
kwatanye enso
ekyo mujja kisuula abaganda tukugamba
sekule ku TV atugobera awo nawoli abali ku YouTube ali ku Facebook nawe muri nyongero kuba nti mbebazo kuba nti mutwekumiddeko ngenda kubanga nkugamba nti gwe na omukyala agala kuba nti no kumulususu nga lunyinda bulungi sinagamba konti ngoyagala kweruka abagala kweruka nedda obagala kuba ndosigala munomo kalayo mudugavu sigala nti osigala mudugavu bo chocolate color obaka light skin ko kasenga wekali oyina obuzibu nti ebizigo byakwokya oyina binnamakula oyina obugalo bwakona oyina embalabe ngoina olusuwagala kuba nti lusululebera ayagala kuba nti lusuluddawo mulungi nnyo kwagamba nti genda kabiri gaterera bulungi genda ku blenders wali era ojja kuba nti akuterera alina bunakyo ozobulungi bateteeza osusuluwo oyagala obeere ng'otemagana bulungi nayagala kuba nti olina omukolo oli mukyalo ogenda kuba nti ogenda ku mbaga agenda kuba nti akolako olusulubenga luddawo bulungi nnyo akujje muli kamu konna kali mu mbalabe ku mubiri gwa kuzigula bulungi nawe alina omwana kubanga nti malungi ennaku zino okusoma emirimu gyakkekwa ate nga abantu balina endwadde z'ensusu nnyingi omwana mutale ku blenders aberenga amusomesa okuba nti nno akola omulimu ogwo gukukemu asobole okuba nti agukola nawe n'omusajja ali eyo ngala kuba nti nno oyagala okufa nti ofuna ku massage oberenga omubiri guweweera oberenga kimu kitambula bulungi nnyo so ogenda ku blend nabeera nga kukolako bulungi nnyo n'okuba nti nno kuba ofuna ka massage kaneeno olususu n'omubiri gutambula gukakkana n'okuba nti asobola okuba nti bakugyamu obuto mu mubiri n'oba nga otereera kuwulira kamunguluze bikaseera owulira nti omubiri gunafuwa kina asobole okuba nti bakugyamu obuto mu mubiri osobole okuba nti otereera bulungi nnyo osobola okuba nti ofuna blenders wali ku Kampala Road Mabirizi Complex osobola okuba mufuna waawo oba enaalya wali eri ku Mogas opposite Orex petrol station osobola okuba nti omufunawo naawe wali Jinja tosobola kuba nti ojja eno Jinja Mbale nabo ni mitundu ebirannyawo osobola kuba nti omufuna wali eri Ejjinja ku Jinja Arcade 82 Jambula Street abe Masaka Kyotera Lakayi Bukoma Nsimbi mufuna wali eri Edgini Street ku Twin Towers building e Masaka wali tosobola kuba nti nno ojja Kampala abali Mukono Kayunga Buyukwe musifune awo ku Kimbita National Water opposite National Water osobola kuba nti mufuna oba omukubire ku namba y'essimu eri 0779 00 17 19 0779 00 17 19 ye blenders osobola kuba nti mufuna ku Facebook kwali Blenders Beauty World, YouTube Blenders Beauty World ne TikTok Blenders Beauty World. Blenders kisamgaga aja kuba takola ko mwino kuba nti no ayagala okuba nti nobeera omumiro ng'okakkana bunyongo funye ekyokunywa kigenda okuba nti kikukakkanya Jane Herbal Tea Drink gye kiwa kya mpulagiro okuba nti nokozesa ojja kuba nga oterera bulungi nnyo nze Tamale nja tubenga ku
ne kajjani katugwako
kajjani yes kajjani abantu bakakozesa nnyo munno
anti kakati mwe kyogwe kyotomanyi fwe bwe tumala okulanga ekintu ng'aboonoona bagendayo
kituufu
nga batiisa oli
bati ng'omugamba baveeko abo
kati onogonde Kayonza dokita nijjo nagendayo babatiisatiisa naye bw'okolagana ne Mirundi you go I get my money nobody will my battle with Rwabwogo will be solved in heaven because he suffocated my family when everybody was watching na waba wa Katonda sekolagana kono yokunsimu kabuli ne mugulu God I don't expect a fair judgment on us everybody has watched me when this man is suffocating me let me suffer I'm playing the games with him hey he'll come what I want from Afendem was what I'm appealing and local my money not to attend the birthday party. Okay. It will not help my family. My family has suffered for 9 years because Rwabogo believes it can suffocate me into time. God will decide whether I'm an additional testicle for Rwabogo. Yes, my test will be handled in heaven. Nobody here. Oyo family yange nkomewo kubango yakala ba president bo and I hear people say reconciliation means I did something
wrong. Yes.
When is I want these people to state what crime had done to warrant the attack on me. I'm suffocated. You suffocate me and I got him a meeting. A mandate for Camilla. You see, let me give you an example. This problem of suffocation. Let me tell you. Musajja omugagga yakwata mutabani we namuga nti oli stubborn namutwala mu kyalo genda bajjajjawo bonebone yagenda omukimanyi nga holiday weddeko nga amugjayo omwana yamugamba eri mugeti ndi mu bwomu omupiira ngusamba na kisenge ngujja bwe nguzaayo ewammwe nywa binyogoga biri mu firiji jjajja nfumbira kyali ewammwe nsula mu katimba wano ndi mwami nsula ne jjajja omupiira ngusamba nambeeku I will not come. This is the problem.
Nga nyumiddwa gye bamuteeka.
Yes. Ejogo kati mujoge tujja musuffocatinga akomewo.
Bakasuka naye wanyumirwayo
kati. I'm enjoying my life. And anybody can now say, ate ayagadde kinnakalema njogedde nnyo ku byantu. I came with my head. Take me to court.
Okay.
I'm enjoying my freedom.
Tugende mu maaso n'ensonga ya.
In fact, I say, if I had done it earlier and regained my freedom,
singa tuweza myaka 14 ngo.
Singa nagenda ku bunaana. Be a happy man.
Okay.
But I'm 65. Naye okujoga okumulenzi oyo kwayina. Tajja kunjoga nteeke mwanda bwe yazi.
Obiganja.
Emmandu tejogebwa. I'm comfortable now. Twamanyira okubeera obubi. Abaana bange basomedde bubi. Kati bajja. Baziye kitoli kyabwe ebyo musaaga mbabanja sente zange zokka she must be neutral. No, I support wars. Genda wetugire ku munywanya mulenzi gwe bonzite nawe olutakumacha bakutta lwaggulu ejogere kugwera eddala mu mutwe loud and clear.
bwetwogere saazi omuzeyi Tamale abantu nese okuba nti bagendako ku parliament wali eri okuba nti bategeka okuba nti baaniriza oba nga bakuba eriiso ku might y'omugenzi Jacob Oulanyah.
Buli omu alina kyayita Oulanyah. All the people have got what they call Oulanyah.
Buli omu alina Oulanyah we.
Buli omu alina Oulanyah we.
Bwe kiri. Buli omu alina Oulanyah we.
Omuntu bw'afa nga alina kyeyakolera n'omujjukira.
Bwe kiri.
Ate alina kyeyakolera. Naye I wrote this book because somebody told me, "Mama, don't follow up those things." Omwana wange yaŋŋambye the former chief of justice yagambye nti Abaganda mujoga nnyo abantu to humiliate them. To the contrary, the problem is these people. A chief justice Uganda needs to reform Mwengo. Why? Are you married to a Muganda?
Mzee Tamale.
Or better, who is married to a Muganda?
Mzee Tamale.
Never inherit in Mwengo to get power.
Chief
That's
Justice,
the purpose of needing it.
Chief Justice wenyi kye yakoze kyabadde kya ttendo okuva okwetondera
A
Obuganda.
national officer must resign. Kuba Mayiga alina kyembaazi ze kati bayakufukamiza kati buli musango gwonna ogw'amayiga ajja kuyisanga muyisa. Resign. What was the purpose? If you are misquoted, you would have directed one of your clerks, the spokesperson of the judiciary, to make a clarification. Yes. The world is going to be a way to come. What I get the Chidam Mirundi Chikun. The national bond, if you had made a problem, would you have said clarification? Yes. Baba kuba bagezi bali kusene n'abamawulire babwe ne bakijja mu saturation. Bwe basafaringa setback bakijja mu saturation. Naye n'ogenda Mengo with your judiciary. Nga Mayiga naye lawyer agenda kumulakamiriza abantu abagambe. Did you find the Kabaka there?
No.
Oyinza otya ogenda okwetondera omukazi wo nga yitaliiwo. How?
Tekisoboka.
Kabaka yategedde nti mugenda kujja n'avaawo.
Kati mba mwetondedde
ono bayagadde kulaga mbwe Mengo balinayo okukanga Museveni. Oyo yaggwamu dda nolanya ku kitaala. Kale mbagamba ebizibu eby'Abaganda mu byereetera
tutya
bano abamawanga malabe batusibyeko Mengo. The Baganda in 1948 burnt down.
Statement ejiddemu
embuga z'amagombolola.
Abamawanga batusibyeko Mengo.
Yes, abamawanga malabe batusibyeko Mengo for political experience and lack of proper analysis. Obulibwa Mengo buva Mengo. The person who controls Buganda now is Bobi Wine politically.
True.
Yes. Yalina abantu kye baagala.
True. Yes.
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 Magere. You go to Magere. Why? You had an election and the people unanimously voted against Mengo. Yes. Kabamuwe security ni bakuma lubugo lwali mubbi. Talina following in Buganda. I'm more powerful than him.
Okay.
Kabati bumugendeyo. Bwaba joga temutukola ki?
Tebatukabirira.
Gaddafi yajja wano mu Uganda nayingiza engatto muzikiti. Mumukkiriza. Kabaka ayingiza engatto muzikiti. Yes. If yalabu kabaka n'akuyita n'agamba nti oli musajja musiraamu njokera ennyama y'embizi. Okkiriza?
Nedda.
Yes. Kati baroke babajoge. Don't blame Baganda to humiliate people. You opportunists, mwagala mutemenya direction. Begula mwigule.
Okay.
Can I talk when I come like now? Tipotogolamu yangu ojijeko. Have you ever seen me begging?
No.
I have my head. A woman with a placenta that cannot quarrel over children. Ajja kuzaala
omulala.
Ekizaala atambula nakyo.
Kituufu.
Ekitaala atambula nakyo.
Kituufu.
For 9 years I've survived without government. Ng'onfukamiza. Onfukamizaako. Do you have a passport to go to heaven? Nze ne passport yabwe nagikwata n'engibaddiza. Have they seen me anywhere? But if you can't beg, kitegeeza noli akufunyeeko. This is why these women, when they go to witch doctors, munange nyamba, mujanga alina omwana omulenzi, nze sina mwana mulenzi, ebintu byange byonna nkoledde bwereere ng'akugamba nsooka dditeeka ku firimbi ne ndikuyingiza. Yes, you are desperate. But a woman can say, yes, Teddy May is a former British Prime Minister. Taina mwana. Blanket is a blind man. And the Minister of Internal Security n'aleeta amateeka gonna. Why didn't they chew these people? I cannot be disparate to a doctor. Okay. The moment you are disparate to Uganda, that's why the Mayigas who have lost support in Uganda. Kati omulolu wamusibye essanja najja ne mu parliament ne mwakyoli ajja kwogera. Talina buwagizi bw'Abaganda. Ate Bobi Wine mu Buganda okwogera atalina obuwagizi bw'Abaganda. Alina Bobi Wine naye alina tulina kye tuyita fiscal support, permanent support, sentimental support. Bobi Wine ideological support. Bobi Wine sentimental. Abaganda banyiivu kubabbako bizinesi zaabwe. Abaganda banyiivu banyigiriza bagoba mu ttaka bakola ki? No, you support the Bobi is scavenger. When I can address these issues, Bobi Wine tabera mu second election. Baganda bitter. You have embedded the markets, embedded the tax parks, you have embedded evicted them from their land. You have attacked the Reke Victoria Bank. Nini mujirumba mukasa nafuuka ngayogera lunyankole. That's your problem.
Speaking about Bobi Wine,
Uganda Revenue Authority nerumba abantu emmotoka enkadde tetujja zikkiriza. Walina kiggwe oyo muvuka ali mu Revenue Authority yakolanga ne kayihula n'atemako n'ennyama bichanga temanyamo yes kati ajoga bantu ngabino nini vuma nanda weya nogambe motoka enkadde balete bus
Mzee Tamale speaking about Bobi Wine abaka bava mu acholi bagamba Bobi ntageza nalinnya amaro okufika
yes
achimaze kwetonda
achimenga yetonda ki Bobi Wine ga yetonda ki
but
you are losing
anti
you are losing why you are polarizing this country. I told you read about Yugoslavia. We are heading for trouble.
But you have to command to Mawanga, to Tademo, Mirundi, Uganda,
Black America, one on the Bamgi. Yes, the other day, I spoke on behalf of the Monkey Kiran at a function. And the people get up. I'm popular in Uganda. I'm more knowledgeable about Uganda cultures than Mayega. I've written many books about Uganda. I'm popular. Kati gwe, yemu sabeni kaba mulimbe nti city popular. Awema ika sent, awe remengo sent. Ngafetu muyamba wan. Naga mulika agambe tajja mu wakalu ali kubesije. Chezamo gere naga keko mbaka kupentu bukore kisenge nchana abayita naba wasente fenat nato kuwayo kanaka ayunu. Never full so but political experience. Chovula baba fukamiza.
Okay.
Na wandi kakatako kanga nemba gamba.
Yeah.
Nti nabagamba. Nti why mengo mengo nja kujiddamu when I get time. Nemba gamba. Why mengo blackmails Ugandan leaders?
Why mengo blackmails Ugandan leaders? Okay.
Why do you accept it? A whole chief justice
to be blackmailed.
Omusajja nakutusa mu ntebe nakuleka kyali.
Ne blackmail.
Ndondo ofuka gundi.
Ndeta mali blackmail.
Ne yatenga mu 60s. Mengo had a high court out in independence. The chief justice of Uganda was the chief justice of Uganda.
Okay.
Yes. But why do you go there? What have you done? In the barriers, you are emotional. In fact, akatabo kange birthday battle muhozi mbabulire tweets tweets muyagamba bakuba twin towers muyagamba no Christian can do this abasilamu bamulumbirawo no Christian can do this mbawadde examples nti kubanga when I'm having sex with my wife no bijano bitekamu ngabokedde byakola nani am I the one to be blamed?
No.
Doesn't it mean that I have a right to sit with somebody and express my feelings?
Yeah, you have the right.
But the chocolate county babate kauli friend police in Scotland prime minister wabungeza ijana kamba kweli nti tuwangu the friend of Scotland naga I wanted them to go. No chirikinga mawuli. Was it intended for the queen?
No.
Did the queen intend it? Ubamukoza they are in a race.
Muntu.
Yes, president tasobola kuwagira timu ya mpira.
Yinga bashitajiwagira.
Yes. Kabaka tasobola kuwagira timu ya mpira.
Ina
Mpira express rwaje. Bajiwera mu Buganda. Bajiwera. Muna suri yajiwera mu 78 nti ya Baganda. Yes. Yatandikibwa ugundi. Era engwengize zali nkolyo. Jere joyi ono kati yali musoma ajoga abantu wololebwa abantu. Jere joyi yali wololebwa abantu. Was at opportunistic when he arrived him. Naye express yali ezanya n'ensambi y'omupiira. Nga ba manager batudde katebe. Niyo wansambya no express jere joyi kiwanuka. Nsambya n'eteeba express. Nabu jere joyi yakuba fazo oluyi nako kutaka.
Kubanga
gende senyukire mu kisenyi. Abamu kisenyi basenyuka. Bakoti basanyuka. Tudde nawe katebe. Jere joyi yakuba fazo oluyi. Ne bawera amazina wana agasikuizi nga bagayitaga Namansasana. Yali Katikkiro wa Buganda naga nti mpeze dance. Oyo omusajja Jere joyi kiwanuka. Mbenjize ezali enkolya. Jere joyi kiwanuka n'ayimira n'agamba tujja gazi napaka Yesu bwalidde bagane bakazi bo. Muramusiba mu komera. Emyezi mukaaga kuvuma Katikkiro.
Sasa nga bali ba mitwe migo.
Jere joyi kiwanuka. Yagamba nti laba Katikkiro ataasoma. Oweze dansi. dansi kitegeeza ki omanyi bakalekatalizinga amazina nankasa tabulu n'amataali dansi bamuweze the dance kwekwe ozina otya n'omukazi ataliwo nga mwinjiganye teyi n'agamba yali muzinyi waago omulungi n'agamba katikkiri kintu tujja gazina paka yesu lwalidda gagaani mukazi we na mwanawo nibamusiba emyezi 6 ewanjawulo omanyi balina fido gundi aregimenti yaabwe ovumye kabaka ovumye katikkiro no bibamututtemu balina fidolistic nga bakusiba emyezi 6 kuvuma kabaka buti nga bitujjirawo butunguzira obote nabitujjira olunaku lumu nditwala ekimuli ku malaalo g'obote yali atuyanga
osanyuka ki
yes obote had reformed the Mengo the bazungu had reformed the Mengo
yali reforms
obote yagamba if an ancient society is pregnant with a modern society, the only nurse to deliver the baby, a modern society, from an ancient society, is a gun. Yari imbiraki. Ontakutusena bone baganda. Nabali tali byonati ne baganda. 55 agreement namire mite bajuganda. But your government, when an ancient society is pregnant to produce a modern society, the nurse must be a gun first.
Kale tuwechi
gwalaba febe betukola ndio wapo hizo bijo ogerayo mufulume mugende ndio mukulu w'ekikanje bibi yango kimumwalawo omutwala njogerawo amu muganda lekeyo kalali nkugamba ti lwaki abo olanya babi bakozesa the Mengo leadership operates as a carrot. In other words, they make no mistakes. 2, they use blackmail, intimidation, and isolation against both Baganda and non-Baganda. Oyatiddwa okumubuula. Do you buy in Nakasero? Are you married to a Uganda woman? How many burials have I attended in Uganda or weddings to fear these hooligans?
Who are the hooligans?
How? Wakanga. The man talked with emotion.
Yeah.
Yes. Bali bamugaye nti yogera Museveni atuwe era abacholi akituwe. And I told you that I support the acholis. Why? Government yaffe efuusenga lumbe. Bw'oba enda gw'omanyiire toli amere down.
Bwekiri.
Yes. Baagala nazzeewo abeere waaki.
Abeere waabwe.
Nti nabaga nti mu Baganda omukazi bw'agaana okuzaala akima omwana wa mwannyina bakuuma obugagga bwabwe. That's why it was inconceivable nti ate mukakasiiwukira yeegatta ne muganda we alina olubuto lwakasiiwukira batte kasiiwukira. It is impossible. Nabagamba many Baganda politicians follow Mengo's instructions like babies. Mengo's strategy that has survived decades rotates around the above factors: intimidation, blackmail, isolation. Tujja kumumma obululu. Is a medicine. Is a medicine. There are two ways of feeding a baby: a bottle and breastfeeding. Kakati nze kankubuulize, siri mu government, siri mu ki, more powerful than the ministers. Influence. Yes. A religious leader has influence, has no political power. Yes.
True.
Yes. Nkugamba, they have mastered the trick of interesting Baganda leaders into political deals. They appear innocent until a time when they rear their ugly heads and expose their real intentions. They determine what they want at a particular time. Obete bwe yajja wano n'agenda ebaamunaanika yagenda namu stocks njolifu short sleeved shirt. Mikaire kintu observe the Obote n'agamba Muteesa omusajja ono atujooze nnyo mu Buganda bw'ogenda mu short sleeved shirt kubanga Abaganda babala okuva wano na wano Omuganda tatwala bbiriŋŋanya nazaala bwe wakulaba wano na wano atya nnyo. Yes, kyolaba omuwala ayimba nti maaya 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 bange anzaala amakulu gamulinga gamaaya maaya 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 bange antwala amagulu gamulinga gamaaya. Ayimba abasajja aba babiri, ayimba amuzaala n'amutwala bonna bawanvu. Kyagamba omuwala akaaba naye ngenda kuguma kuki Lwendivaakudda mwenna mulikaaba mulikaabira emyezi nga 8 omuwala afumbirwa is scared anzaala aba nange yanzaala antwala amagulu gamulinga agammaaya ladies. That's why we come with the councils. The younger guy has looked at the managed ladies. Are you scared?
Okay.
Kakati era omuwala omulala n'addamu n'ayimba. Omanyi gundi yampise ku kivvulu kye. Gundi ono omutujju.
Gravity.
Ani ayina ennene empuuta. Ani ayina ennene. Lwaki oyogera empuuta? Oba ayina tuleera oba ayina ki?
Oba ayogera ki?
Lwakirekewo ffe tukijjulira.
Ani ayina ennene
Ani ayina ennene empuuta. Ani ayina ennene empuuta. Ate olwente ennene seddume. Owa tuleera.
Ani ayina ennene ki?
Bwekomyawo. Ani ayina ennene.
Ffe tweyongere
abantu beeteremu. Bagikoona. Gyozalawa bagikoona. Endongo. Kireke. Abantu beeteremu. Lunyuma okukamala. Ye buli omu asonze. Buli omu abeera muyembe. Ani ayina ennene empuuta empuuta gijjeemu gagati nkuga nti era omuwala omuganda ayimba baleega buleege galeega eŋŋoma bonna abanzirako olumbe lwabalya baleega muleege ngaleega eŋŋoma bonna abanzirako olumbe lwabalya senga wange abaawo senga mutwalira sugaali n'anywa baleega muleege kati okitegeera
baleega ki
anti omuwala agamba bamuleega ngaleega eŋŋoma onaasika nonaasika amagulu gali eno ng'ente gye basasa naye talinaawo senga we talinaawo
zeyitamu tudde mu katabo
kagazi alina ekiganda culture very well nkugamba for example when Museveni came to power they appeared to be supporters by condemning the political parties. Museveni needed this support, the Baganda's Mengo support against political parties. The Kabaka never missed words while mobilizing for Museveni support. However, they were in a process of undermining Museveni and entrenching themselves. It came a time when they could take on the man, Museveni himself. Bamuwana. Museveni is a member of the Buganda Luchiko. Do you know it?
What is Chimanyi?
Member of Buganda Luchiko. At one time, Omutaka Katongo, the head of the cow clan that came in Buganda, Echikachenti, Chaja Buganda in 1911. Chipye nyo Buganda. Namugamba nti Omutaka Katongole agenda kusimbira omutuba. Oli muzukulu wa Katongole mulema. Bagamba Museveni. Ngene Museveni naye bamugamba nti ebibiina by'obufuzi bikutabanya. Ffe Abaganda tulina amagezi. Abatawanya ebibiina tubikole nga balangira. Omulangira omu bw'akwata pawa bali tubatwala bwakasujjulubinga. Ne tubasibirayo. Abalangira abatalondeddwa mu lukiiko lwa Buganda. Olukiiko lwa Buganda lukwata amannya g'abalangira. Ne batwala mu lukiiko lwa Buganda. Eriwangudde akalulu ebifuuka kabaka. The rest are kept at Kasujjulubinga's palace. As in prison. Kasujjulubinga in prison even. Muganda wa kabaka aliyo bwa kabaka tabeera Ssabalangira. He's a distant relative.
Okay.
Yes. Bamugamba nti ebibiina bisibe emyaka 10. Bitwale wa Kasujjulubinga. Enduulu ezivuga. Abaana ali ne bakuba enduulu. That's naye nkugamba. In their cunningness, they agreed with the president to divorce the Kabaka from politics, but to frustrate the government efforts to restore the regional government that had abolished secretaries. Bagamba Museveni nti tetwagala buyinza bwa kintu, tetwagala buyinza bwa Muteesa, twagala abeere Ssaabataka. The first name for the Kabaka was Ssaabataka. Museveni agreed.
Okay.
Bamuyintayisinga bamuyingiza eddiiru kasenda baguzi ng'ono olwanyo bamuyingiza eddiiru ono malaya ku kitaala namuteekawo namulamiriza toddamukola bino and you go back as the Chief Justice, you go back as the Chief Justice, you go back as the Chief Justice. Who will control the other? Will be Uganda, will be Katikiro, and the Kabaka ran away. True. The Kabaka, having grown up in Britain, cannot humiliate this man.
The Chief Justice.
I gave you an example that one time Moses Sadi was sent to represent the president at a function in in Lubiri. But Moses had tactfully. Yagamba, I'm representing the president with his document, which means the president is not around. I will speak before the Kabaka. Yes. This man would have made a statement to a general man. If I was misquoted, I was addressing at Irare, I was telling my people, the Achoris. I was misquoted. Yes. Even first, the newspapers, to reflect what they are the area, published as the force. Yeah. Let me give you an example. Bakuba BBC, yakuba bifana by'amajje ga Bungereza, torturing people in Iraq. The army commander, the equivalent of your commander, was excited. Say, I can identify you with their uniform. They belong to the King's Rifles. I'm going to punish them. But in the Britain and USA, when the soldiers are coming from the war, they demonstrate in the cities. Why? To tell the new recruits that soldiers don't die. Okay. Amaje ga America gagenda mu bibuga gakumba gagwera ne mu paratroopers ne balanding so that you can get what? New recruits. The man was told by the Mirundis of Britain, what do you get by damaging the image of the British Army? Abajasi babungeza babakuba amayinja nga bakumba bibuga. The man came back and sat with the editor of the BBC and said, why don't you say that these photos were computer manipulated? Manipulated, okay. And you give him and you retire for the sake of the British Army. That's what he did. Yari Saba Modi Nagati was misquoted. Yes. Yes. This to go to Mengo. Okay. Ninkugamba. But if frustrated, Museveni bamuyingiza ekitimba mu kinano. Nga bali naye. Myaka 10. Ekiwandiko ky'Emmengo kyagama ebibiina bisibwa emyaka 10. Gwe ng'okulembera. Entayisinye Museveni. Kati Museveni akyagenda mu lukiiko lwa Buganda bamuyitayo. Is he a member? I've told you Museveni is a member. But this man he was inaugurated as a member of the Mengo lukiiko. Yali ava n'Emmengo mmotoka kirole kyali kimutidde wa Kiseka. Kyalaminga mu mmotoka ze mu gundi. I've been here. Okay. Nenkugamba nti many Baganda do not differentiate between the current Mengo out of it and what will be abolished. Mengo 1966, Buganda was had a regional government. There was no federal because federation comes out of negotiation. There were no negotiation. Federation creates two spheres of authority, which have a government in Arusha and the regional governments or state governments in our capitals. Once we surrender. Regionalism means surrendering a part of your sovereignty to create a bigger unity. Where was the Federal Republic of Uganda? Where was federal? You were stupid. If there was a federal, there was would be having a Federal Republic of Uganda. Yeah. And once you say republic, it means once you say a republic, you cannot have a kingdom in a republic. The royal kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Her Majesty's government in the UK, the kingdom of Swaziland, the kingdom of Morocco. Can you say the Republic of Saudi Arabia? Here you go. The Republic of Uganda. Yes, it means they are not kings. They are not kings. You have traditional leaders. Enaro is a virgin. I'm educated. Difference between a king and a traditional leader. Yes, it will be a king covers the whole country, like a Muswati. Kabaka wamwe, mwalimu yabeko kabaka wa Uganda, agenda mu UN. No. Mwalimu yabeko kabaka wa Uganda, kubayita, ngaba bazukulu bakulu bawasa. That one is a sovereign, bayita wa Saudi, wa Kuwait. You know, we need a traditional leader, not kings. This is of what? Baba limba. Deception. Kagami yamayi garimbo ulireri. Nte transforma, lukanzo, angoba kulumbe. But you cannot take a woman in knowledge. Okay. Uswara mu kwanzo obamu makerere. Nze mwambanje kwa nswara mbayivu. Simu lukanzo. Lukanzo mutwara emisindi. Because I went to school to be knowledgeable, to guide the society.
Okay.
Kakati nkugamba nti tebabyawula.
Okay.
Many Baganda do not nkugamba nti they tactfully the Mengo people tactfully attributed the old names and plastered them on the new institutions in the Kabakazi government at Mengo. This is different from that of 1966. Government is very different. Museveni restored kingdoms. What does restore mean? Restore means putting something back to its original state. Bamukuba. Yali azawo regional government. Mengo was a regional government. Where the Kabaka could not elect Katikiro. Buganda Luchiko was elected. It was composed of 83 members, 20 county chiefs that were appointed in consultation with the governor, 60 MPs elected by universal suffrage. Baganda had burnt global rulers to be represented. The name of Museveni yabi reversing na natuze mu fidu nakiza bana bebengo. Katikiro wa Buganda eyasembayo Mayanja Nkanyi competed with 3 people. Mugwanya lost by 3 votes. Kabaka ngalundi wa Katikiro.
Kabaka sene kuna Katikiro.
Tesobola mulonda. But the institution bill. Under the constitution, the Kabaka, the traditional leaders can have their government. But the regional government is political. Constitution yagande gamba. Teri traditional leader ayina buyinza busala misango na buli political bwengada bwechemani bwero siwa. Kabaka uweru siwa na musingo buyinza.
Musingo buyinza.
Yes. Obusala misango n'ekiramuzi ayina influence. Chobola bantu abakubaganidde mu lubiri. Baba tuwala ku police
bashiri
echo libizo bamunani kama mtu ala ku police ye bamunani is no power here and Mengo cannot administer land what is the judicial powers yes
atenge ina Buganda Land Board
and Buganda Land Board ekola ku ttaka lya Kabaka ngana ndo bunte kawe yange kyobala bagirimu ne mutagani we atone jeno wa Buganda wawa kuzanya mu bya mama nita makubu ye yasoma if you don't have powers, judicial and political powers, how can you be an attorney general? Yesu, the elected Petero, Temili Mukuzuki Zabafu. Petero, whatever Papa Zuki Zabafu. Ofenacho, Okabachota,
Tichovoka.
You can only, I can only be when I'm having sex. It is the most comfortable style. Otherwise, on a wound, you worry the paper from Itani, on the message of Itani. I am a suitable worker. You know doggy, I'm a doggy, I'm a yanny, the ministers. This missionary society, missionary style, was brought by missionaries. Look at each other, couples should look at each other to produce a better baby. Otherwise, Baganda was introducing that style. Abakazi abasinga obungi abakadde basemanga okufuka ate abatalina nnika enfuufu bayingiremu getubasitama
tudde mu katabo
nkugamba members nti bano baddira ebintu ebikadde the Lukiiko in Mengo is not the Lukiiko. Buganda Land Board is not Buganda Land Board.
Okay.
Ministers, you can call them ministers because we have church ministers. But there is no government in Mengo that has the powers and the political, any regional government. Museveni spent 72 years with them. Najiba ne bajigana. N'abakiriza. Naye agendayo ku mikolo. N'abawa sente. Mumba tusibyeko. Nane Baganda maintaining this issue in Mengo for opportunistic reasons. Baba wobululu. Chobola banono we onomulenzi yatumye ganyagendeyo alage sezaalawe ti ayina amanyi mu Buganda amanyi agaje wamanyi gali magere emengo bakijulula emengo bede kulenya lumbe neki is no political power.
Okay.
Ninkugamba nti this is different from that of 66 which I have explained. The pre-66 government had the political and judicial powers with the Buganda Public Service. Members to the Kingdom Parliament, Lukiiko, were elected by universal suffrage. It had the Buganda Land Board, that was a government body. In the current arrangement at Mengo, all of the powers are derived from the Kabaka, even when constitutional states that no traditional leader shall have both political and judicial powers equivalent to that of the chairperson of LC1. Kabaka tagaba kyatayina. Teri Menga ina political power. You are misusing the word Katikkiro.
Katikkiro.
Onu Mayiga, in normal terms, is an aid of the Kabaka.
An aid?
An aid is not Katikkiro. A Katikkiro is elected in the Ruchiko. An elected Ruchiko has never been elected. The Kabaka sent us, with the assistance of Museveni, Kabaka sent us back to medieval ages. Political expedience. This is why I wrote this book. Why Mengo leaders, Bulakameyo, Amini Yabasala. Yabasala ni wadu kwani ngola biza. Obwa ready paper, obwa monitor bwa akubi. Ngamini akubira angel yese Kabaka mutisa salute. Neyo la yene bagiteka. Okolaga Museveni. Like Ngamini, Museveni to Amin has been practiced by Bonita. But now that I've demolished the other forces against him, I'm going to demolish Monitor. My target is now Monitor. Kaliyaki prepare for me. I will demolish Monitor. How? Exposing it to the public. Katibu negotiating about West End. West End to work covering. I'm recording everything between the Monitor and these people.
Okay.
Yes. Era njagala ndabye tuye push nobo buvubuka nga blocking center zange. Block it and see we shall not end. When they don't go later surrender your tapes tumulisi kwatako. Tapes zonanzina with the embassy. Hey, we have been negundi ya document ya moto. Amasimu gonaga abatanga abakazi. Gonanga yina. Go surrender them to the embassy.
Okay.
Bali bakwata one. Those who are behind you killing the women. I have them and the audio. When surrender you members. One day. Nga baba yolirawo.
Okay.
Ejogoli bagwe mutogenda ngonga mujogaba namutabana baba namu nembatunda muugani. Who owns a farm that of human beings that you use this Kasagama use to sell to Amala de Pakistan. To la gay family abantu joina mulenzi gwe. Abana be waguzanga amulana.
Harvesting.
Is it a garden? Ninkugamba. However, the same constitution gave traditional leaders powers to have their personal institutions. The Mengo leadership under a lawyer, John Kakande, beat Museveni hands down. They hoodwinked Baganda by telling them that Buganda kingdom or better abolished had been restored. Museveni could not oppose them, thinking that it was helping him, whereas it was a trap for future blackmail. Katende created the new institutions, but baptized them with the old names. Buganda Land Board of pre-1966, which was a Buganda government institution, became a private company for the Kabaka. In 1966, the Buganda Land Board was not managing the 350 square miles belonging to the Kabaka as his own private property. It was only dealing with the public land. Oyinza okudda Uganda Land Commission negigamba efuga ettaka lya Museveni.
Tekisoboka.
Mu Buganda Land Board yali efuga ettaka lya gundi, yali efuga mayiro 9. Kokka. Kati ne bakola ne badya Buganda Land Board ne bagituma erinnya ekkadde ngendo mpya. Ya Ssaabasajja Kabaka ne mutabani we Kiwuku. Mu mayiro 5 n'agattamu n'ekiwalabi maleza amubidde. Makuya. Under the church, you people, you pay. You be time for accountability. Democracy cannot be stopped. A revolution is like a pregnancy. It cannot stop in the middle. Once you could have a revolution, you will see people power in the maggots here. The most having a family and I will come back and need it. Nkugamba. In today's arrangement, the new Uganda Land Board snatched Buganda's private land, including the 9 square miles that did not originally belong to the Kabaka, However, Mengo leaders know very well that Baganda do not understand this sharp difference. They also claimed to have restored the Luchiko. The current Luchiko is different from that one of pre-66 period, which was an electoral Luchiko. The pre-1966 Luchiko had only 3 Kabaka's nominees, 20 county chiefs, who were Saza chiefs appointed by the Kabaka and approved by the governor. The current one, fully nominated by the Kabaka, returning Uganda back to the medieval ages. Tell me again. Where was the Kabaka? Kabaka Yabado, was the Kabaka represented? Kanimayiga, if the apology was intended for the Kabaka, there would have been communication between. In fact, if Odanya was smart, it would have been, now that it had become a matter between the Kabaka, it would have been an arrangement between the actual leader. Elders would go to the Kabaka to plead for their son what they are doing to the Kabaka. Where is Mega provided for? Where is Mega provided for? Is it political? Is it what? Is the Kabaka political? They come out of Kuba, they cut the cockatoo against the Baka sent to the Kogenda, near and Bokata Kogama, Chori, Omulambo, Dogu, Babu Jamu, Coffee, Never Jamu, never take a Mogulam, Katikuta Ambula. Kamavajogi, Baja Bajo, Kamavajogi, Baja Bajo Ganyu, Baja Buff Kamiza, means a soup Kamida. I'm in Uganda myself. Don't forget to be Uganda. Did I ask my mother to marry Mirundi? Did I know who comes first? Did I come on first? Chose my mother from man? No. It was a friendly match between my mother and his Bawe Mirundi. I ended up a score in their friendly match. Go Fuka goal. Without knowing. I didn't choose my parents. What if I had a choice? Don't you forget a move? Okay, one day no duka. No duka no. Hey. It was for this reason why the NRM failed to have a clear clarification on the future of Uganda, whose strategy seems to have been just of a new constitution. However, it did not respect its own play, and Museveni allowed and attended the coronation that did not wait for the constitution. Mengo realized that Museveni was like other past leaders they had manipulated before. They used their new institution to create anti-Museveni sentiments, and other potential forces like UPCDP took advantage of this. The government was also facing insurgents in other parts of Uganda. It was pointed out at one time that Uganda had gone back to the bush against Museveni for failure to restore federal and the government panicked. This further created more damage to the government. Mengo became a woman who bases her marriage on intimidation, forcing the husband to panic. The government was always reacting to Mengo's demands, which created the wrong mentality to Mengo leaders that Museveni reacts whenever he is intimidated. This explains why Mengo took center stage in the 1996 elections. They were using Dr. Semogerere to blackmail Museveni, to give in to concessions. The attitude of the president towards the Mengo leaders became Okwebuya, and the Kabaka became more assertive. When they react, when they pressurize, Museveni reacts. When they Abaganda babadde bamuzimbidde ekisenge bw'ateesa ne Mengo tababuulira ye n'ayitawo. Mengo n'emera ejja bafuka mizannyo ate kati emeze ejja bafuka mizannyo abaagala obuli bwa Buganda ejja bafuka mizannyo. So that the matter is simple. What does an ODM Uganda want? An ODM Uganda wants free business. We engage in the kakati mwajjawo Butoda basi ziriwa aba Butoda bameka abayavuwala obatwala mu ssaako obatwala mu ssaako lufula mwagitwala basajja bala mwagitwala Abaganda abalimu ne bagenda nsereko mutumba bamujjukidde kati ne baali mu lufula abavubi abadde ku nnyanja bakubye amaato gaabo ne batta abakazi ne bakola ki ettaka mugobya abantu mutaka abasoga mubabyeko ebikajjo byabwe ebyo byetaaga kyabazinga nti police palace for kyabazinga naye bamugo that's your problem with kyabazinga give Buganda police cars when Uganda is starving nga bumwenyi ayingirawo appease the kabaka because in marriage you can control your wife by giving things to relatives or powering her with love. Kakati mu government kekitiibye bano kabaka bamuwadde emmotoka abantu ba kabaka babawadde emmotoka an ordinary Muganda who cannot take his children to school, who cannot eat 2 meals a day, how does this vehicle of kabaka percolate to him?
Sigina kubanga nsukkawo ngina kuba mberekereza mbadde balungi
mugende mukagule
omukama
naye kati bakalimu interesting my donation, my birthday donation to Muhoozi kani Muhoozi kayinero gaba become Museveni's Muhoozi nga bamukuba okukamala bakomezaawo abakalamujja kuba ye Land Forces bakoze bino skirmishes eziri wano kuba ye Land Forces bakubye essomero mwe yasomera ekitovu ekisubi kuba ye Land Forces. Kakati, instead of celebrating his birthday, the public, yaleta pasta Bujingo. So the purpose of birthday in Ekolachi.
Nefa.
Ntivesi yageranga Commonwealth na demonstrating mu Kampala. Besi ya demonstrated in Kampala. Nga kada kalese. Abakaba parliament abavumu siyo n'enkumyesi so that the public attention moves from where
okuveri kyakadaga kye
era kakati ndi mukambwe ennyo why kasana sobe mawulire gabwe nga bagamba insecurity in Kampala blamed on soaring prices they attack good kati ekyo kitegeere they are going to kill somebody ng'atwala sente bamala kuinoculatinga when you read these newspapers Kisembo, when you read the monitor and the bucket, they inoculate people for an incident. When you go to Kuteka, tomorrow mawulire nti abantu babaganya okutambula ne ssente omusajja bamuse twabisomye mu mawulire akakasajja kayogedde who is responsible for killing and dumping their bodies in septic tanks would have been arrested the following day. They were controlling eggwanga. Spoil it, but I'm not going to be part of that exercise. I'm going to remain here. You found me here. I supported you. I continue supporting people like Muhoozi, the progressive forces, but nobody will ever put me in his underpants. My case with the Ruabogo will go to heaven. I wanted God to clarify whether I'm an additional Lugosi to Ruabogo.
Tova Quest TV kudako sports ni mwana mwana moja ninabulime ne sekasi ni sekalala mukamba wankubiri watu sigana kujja kubalwa Sunday saja formula inshallah.
Chapajo anjoga.
Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.